So I'm responding to this comment here talking about acid reflux that only gets better with heart-based practices. The interesting thing when it comes to the actual acid reflux here is that it has to do with a valve issue going towards the stomach, and then we start to think of the different stomach pieces that are actually coming up as well. So when we start to think about this from an emotional perspective versus just the physical perspective, is that this valve is actually the gatekeeper for life experiences. So when things are coming up and out, it has to do with what you're not fully processing. It has to do with a sense of potential rejection, worry, overthinking, digestion of life and emotions. And in this case, all of these things are partially digested. So it's not going to be all of these things, but it could be a combination. And also depending on when your reflux started, it could be around similar stress patterns and things that were happening, before you started to notice the actual acid reflux. It also has to do with a sense of intolerance, and when this happens here and when it starts to actually come up and out, kind of like how I was mentioning, it has to do with this overflow of emotions that are not fully processed. It's not usually just one emotion, but worry and overthinking are the most common places or the most common thing to be placed here. It can also be the overflow of ideas and experiences, things that you haven't fully processed that your body is kind of starting to reject now. So this kind of has a mirror of, what is it that your body is trying to let go of that it can't fully process? And if it's not able to fully process something, it's trying to get it out. So when the heart actually comes in, it's interesting because in the work that I do, these are some of the techniques that we actually use. There's certain parts and certain aspects of our body, because it's dynamic, that can actually help with processing. So the heart makes sense for you. The heart is all about emotional processing. It's all about awareness and acceptance. It has to do with a sense of self-love and respect, balance, harmony, and peace. So when you involve all those aspects of the heart, you're allowing the stomach to fully digest whatever issues or emotions or experiences that are hard to take in, that are hard to actually accept. The heart brings that acceptance that you really do need. But if it keeps coming back, then that means that there's something that isn't fully processed here, and the heart can only take it so far. So something that might show up here is starting to ask yourself those questions. What is it that your heart is trying to get your stomach or you and your conscious mind to fully accept? And probably from the past, considering when it started, what was happening around ages between 8 and 10. Even though it started around age 12, there can be other factors that happen before that, because usually when you see something physical, it's years of things compounding before it comes out in this way. So if you have any further questions, I hope this has expanded a little bit further and also giving you a little bit of questions to ask yourself so that you can start to really uncover what is it that your body is trying to just reject. What doesn't it want to process, see, or understand or accept? And once you bring awareness, again, from the heart to that, it's going to help you to move forward.